Good morning, everyone. I hope you're ready for school. We're going to have a fantastic week this week. I hope you had a good weekend and got lots of time to play outside. Today, we're going to start talking about letter S, and I have a funny song to teach you about a silly snake. We know that real snakes don't have feet, but in my song, they wear socks. We also know that a real snake couldn't eat soup, but in my song they do. And in my song, this silly snake is going to sing songs and he's going to sleep. And when we make him sleep, can you help me? We'll make him snore. Let me hear you snore. That's how our silly snake is going to sleep. We'll sing that in just a minute. I want to say good morning to everyone. Good morning, Cameron. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Chase. Good morning, Haley. Good morning, Liam. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, Tara. Good morning, Ty. Good morning, Vivian. Good morning, Quinlan. And good morning, Olin. Shall we stand up and sing our silly song about snakes? Let's stand up and everybody get ready. All right, friends. Can you make your snake? He's going to move around with us. And his name is Sammy. Help me sing this. Sammy is a silly snake, silly snake, silly snake. Sammy is a silly snake and he eats soup. Sammy is a silly snake, silly snake, silly snake. Sammy is a silly snake and he wears socks. Sammy is a silly snake, silly snake, silly snake. Sammy is a silly snake and he likes to sing la la. Sammy is a silly snake, silly snake, silly snake. Sammy is a silly snake and he likes to sleep. Good job, everybody. Did you make our silly snake eat soup and sing songs and wear socks and snore and sleep? Let's stretch this morning before we start. Did you stretch? All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Now you're here, we'll have some fun. First, we'll clap our hands just so. Then we'll bend and tickle our toes. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Now you're here, we'll have some fun. Reach for the sky. Touch your toes. Wiggle your hips. Wiggle your nose. Shake your head and hop all around. Now it's time to sit down. All right, everyone. I'm going to bring my camera over. We're going to take care of our calendar. We're going to take care of Frog. Did you notice that my calendar is empty again? We have a brand new month. It's the month of March. In March, it starts warming up a little bit. We think about windy weather in March, and we think about spring is starting to come. So we're going to start getting warm temperatures, and it's going to maybe start seeing some things turning, like the grass turning green, flowers starting to grow. And it's the very first day. That means number 1. We have to put a 1 here. And it is Monday. So today is Monday, March 1st. 2021. All right, let me turn and take care of Frog. Look, he's in his pajamas. Friends, are you in your pajamas today? Let's take his pajamas off and his slippers. And let's talk about our weather outside today. So, it's rainy, friends. There is rain still falling. And I think it feels cold, so I'm going to say rainy and cold today. Now, since it's raining, we'll give him his jeans. He's going to need something warm on. And how about his raincoat? Let's do his raincoat today. If you go outside, friends, you're going to have on all your warm clothes. Whoops, sorry. He also is going to need his rain boots. There are lots of puddles outside. Here come his gloves, since it's cold. And he needs an umbrella today. So let's give Frog his umbrella. I think he's ready for school now. Are you ready for school? Do you still have your pajamas on, or are you wearing your clothes now? All right, friends, we have a brand new letter to talk about. We just talked about it with our snake song. It's letter S, and S says, S, like a snake hissing. Make that sound. S. I have some things I want to show you in my letter bag. These things you might have at your house. This is something that you cook. It's spaghetti. Spaghetti. These are the dry noodles, and you have to cook them before you can eat them. And then you put sauce on it. Spaghetti. Now, this is a fruit. It's red. We pick them in the springtime. How about strawberry? And then, oh, this is an animal. He has a white stripe down his back, and he might spray you, and it's stinky. How about a skunk? Skunk begins with a S. One more. This is what we just sang about. They slither. How about a snake? Snake. Snakes do lots of good things, but they're a little scary. And one of our friends, his name begins with S, our friend Sam. Sam, I can't fit you in my bag, so I had to put your name card. Sam begins with letter S. So let's say these things. We have Sam. We have snakes. We have a skunk, strawberries, and spaghetti. Lots of good S sounds. Can you make that sound with me? I want to show you the way we make an S. We've talked about lines, and we talked about curvy lines, and that's what an S is. An S is a curvy line. It goes back and forth. And the big S and the small s look just alike. So S, it's curvy. All right, friends. I want to read this really silly story, so I'm going to have to read you again, called Seal's Silly Sandwich. We're going to talk about silly a lot today, aren't we? One Sunday, Seal invited his friends over for supper. Supper is like dinner. "What's for supper?" said Snail. "I'm serving a sandwich," said Seal. Seal put some sardines on a slice of bread. "Sardines in a sandwich," said Snail. "That's silly." Next, Seal added some stew. "Stew in a sandwich," said Sloth. "That's silly." There's Sloth. Next, Seal added some spaghetti. "Spaghetti in a sandwich," said Snake. "That's silly." Friends, I don't think I would want to eat this sandwich. Next, Seal added some spinach. "Spinach in a sandwich," said Salamander. "That's silly." Next, Seal added some scrambled eggs. "Scrambled eggs in a sandwich," said Skunk. "That's silly." Wow, look at how big his sandwich is getting too. Next, Seal added 6 scoops of strawberry ice cream. "Strawberry ice cream in a sandwich," said Spider. "That's silly." Next, Seal added salsa and maple syrup. "Salsa and syrup in a sandwich," said Squirrel. "That's silly." "Who's ready for a slice of my sandwich?" said Seal. "No, thanks," said Snail, Sloth, Snake, Salamander, Skunk, Spider, and Squirrel. "That sandwich is just too silly." But Seal didn't think his sandwich was silly at all. Let's remember what he has in here. Sardines, stew, spaghetti, spinach, scrambled eggs, 6 scoops of strawberry ice cream, salsa, and syrup. Would you eat this sandwich, friends? I don't think I would. He thought it was scrumptious. He didn't even leave any bites, friends. He ate the whole thing. Let's look at some things in our picture that begin with letter S. I see strawberries, and there's spider. I see cans of spinach. Here's skunk. Oh, and skunk is holding scissors. There's snail. I see, let me see here. This is soap. Soap's a good S word. And spaghetti, just like we just talked about. Make that sound with me one more time. Very good. I asked my friends what kind of sandwiches they liked because Seal had a silly sandwich. And here's what my friends told me. Cameron and Charlie both like peanut butter and jelly. Haley likes a grilled cheese sandwich. Haley, me too. I love grilled cheese. Sam likes a sandwich with Nutella. Ty likes a sandwich that has peanut butter and apple butter. That sounds good. Vivian likes peanut butter and jelly. And Olin likes a ham sub, or he likes peanut butter and jelly. I think most of our friends like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and they are delicious. All right, now friends, we've talked about sandwiches, and we've talked about our letter S. We need to talk about a shape today, and my shape is a square, and I want to show you a square. A square has 4 straight sides, but these sides are all the same. A square's sides are all the same size. Last week we talked about rectangles, and rectangles have long sides and short sides. But on a square, the sides are all the same size. So I'm going to show you a couple pictures. Sorry, I have to lean over again. I have a picture. This one's a square. Can you see all the sides are the same? No matter which way you turn it, it looks exactly the same. This is a rectangle. That's what we learned last week. Long sides and short sides. So we're thinking about squares today. And I want to read to you a story called What is Square? Let's see what things are real squares in the book. A biscuit, a basket, a patch on your knee. Those are all squares. A white sugar cube for a cup of tea. Right here. A colorful quilt. It has squares on the quilt. Lots of squares. A cold cube of ice. Caramels and crackers. Oh, those look good. Those are all square shapes. A dishcloth and dice. A window, and it has little squares inside the big square. A waffle. Look at the tiny squares, and a square of butter. A tin baking pan. Can you find a square button? Of course you can. There it is. One checkerboard, so the board is a square, and then there are squares inside. 2 alphabet blocks. I see A and Z. A pillow, a puzzle, and there are squares in the windows. A buckle, there's the buckle, a box, a mirror, and a map. A brownie, that looks good, and a book, looks like our book. What else is square? Your turn to look. I see the clock. I see the block here and cards and more dice and a Rubik's Cube. That's a square. These are something that used to go in computers, and those are squares. So remember, a square has all straight lines, but they're all the same size. All right, friends. So today, on your letter S, you're going to put squares. We have squares already cut for you. Try to write your S for me, and then put squares on. So it's kind of funny. S has a curvy line, but our shape today has straight lines. And next, the last thing I want to talk to you about is something that we've talked about on our calendar, a pattern. Now, patterns are things that keep repeating. So I'm going to draw a few patterns on our little board. Let's say I make a pattern of circles and squares. So I'm going to do it quick. So here's a circle and a square. Now I have to do that again. Circle, square. Circle. What would come next? Circle, square, circle, square, circle, square. And we just keep on going. Sorry, friends, some of my squares weren't very good with straight lines. Let's do another one. Let's do long, short, long, short. So here we go. Long, short, long, short. Help me. Long, short, long, short, long. What would come next? Short. I'm going to do it again. What do I need? Long and short. So that's a pattern. What we've chosen keeps repeating. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short. And we just keep on doing that over and over and over. You get to make a picture of a snake today, like our Sammy snake. And he does look pretty nice, doesn't he? And we're going to make this with a pattern. Miss Jenny gave you squares, and it's 2 different colors. So I want you to choose which color comes first and which color comes second and make a pattern. This one is orange, green, orange, green, orange, green. We keep on going over and over and over. You make your pattern on our silly snake. And last, you have a funny picture. Here's another silly snake. This one we made with ovals. And you can trace the ovals and make a silly snake. Friends, you could make this a pattern too. You could choose 2 colors and do them like blue, red, blue, red, blue, red. You choose how you want to draw your silly snake. We have lots of good things to do today, friends. Thank you for such a good day. Let's sing our Sammy is a Silly Snake one more time. Do you have your snake ready? He's going to eat soup, wear socks, sing a song, and sleep. Here we go. Sammy is a silly snake, silly snake, silly snake. Sammy is a silly snake and he eats soup. Sammy is a silly snake, silly snake, silly snake. Sammy is a silly snake and he wears socks. Whoop, they're mine. Sammy is a silly snake, silly snake, silly snake. Sammy is a silly snake and he sings songs. Ah. Sammy is a silly snake, silly snake, silly snake. Sammy is a silly snake who likes to sleep. Thanks, everybody. Let's sing our goodbye song, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, it's time to wave goodbye to our friends. Oh, it's time to wave goodbye to our friends. Oh, it's time to wave goodbye, make us smile and wink an eye. Oh, it's time to wave goodbye to our friends. Have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you tomorrow.